All right, so, okay, like, imagine this, right? You're starving, like really starving.
Yeah.
You finally find a parking spot downtown, which is like a miracle in itself. And then you spot the perfect cafe. They've got that iced latte you love, but oh, hold on, the menu is, yep, you guessed it, it's a QR code.
Mhm.
So you scan it, your order, boom, done. Super convenient, right?
Totally.
But, and it is a big but, what if those handy little codes weren't what they seemed?
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into today, the slightly shadier side of QR codes. We're going to uncover how scammers are using them, turning this convenience, well, kind of nefarious.
It's true. It's like we're so used to technology changing quickly, but
Yeah.
sometimes we don't always see how it can be, misused.
Exactly. And because we're all like, ooh, gotta scan quick, it makes it easy for scammers to slip in something sneaky.
Right.
So we've got a ton of sources for this deep dive. We're talking articles, security alerts, even some honestly kind of wild stories from people who've encountered these
It's
scams.
pretty eye-opening stuff.
Yeah, I bet. So let's get into it. Have you heard of, okay, the name is a little weird, but have you heard of brushing scams?
Oh, yeah.
This one just like blew my mind when I read about it. So picture this. You get a package, totally unexpected. You open it up, and inside there's a gift, something random like a phone case, a keychain, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's a QR code.
Naturally.
And you're thinking, free stuff, score, let's see what this is all about.
Makes sense. It's what they're counting on, though. I mean, think about it. They've already got your name and address from sending you the package.
Oh, it's right.
And they're hoping, actually more like betting, that you're going to be curious enough to scan that code. And here's the
Yeah.
really unsettling part. That code. That
Mm.
code could download something nasty onto your device,
Mm-hmm.
like malware.
And malware. Okay, when I hear malware, I immediately think like computer virus. But what exactly can it do? Like, what kind of damage are we talking about here?
So imagine this, right? You scan the code, and you don't even realize it. But a program starts recording every single thing you type. That's your passwords, credit card details, everything. It's all up for grabs.
Oh, wow. See, I didn't even think about that.
Oh, and it gets worse. Remember how they already have your address? Well, it's not even just about what they can take from you directly.
What do you mean?
Okay, so they use your info to create fake reviews online. They make it look like you bought and loved, like that cheap keychain they sent.
No way.
Yeah. So suddenly this product has this glowing review that seems totally legit, and you didn't even have anything to do with it.
So they're messing with like product rankings? So then other shoppers who are just trying to buy something, they see this fake review and think it's a great product.
Exactly.
That is so messed up.
And the worst part is it's really hard to track because on the surface, everything looks legit. It looks like someone made a purchase and left a review, like normal. And that's why they often go after people who shop online a lot or leave a bunch of reviews.
Ah, so they're using like those digital trails we leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was this case in Tauranga, that's in New Zealand, where a business owner got like multiple packages. They were all addressed to different people he didn't even know.
Yeah.
And they all had gifts and those QR codes.
So even if you don't scan the code, they still win just by having your address. It's just like creepy. Such an invasion of privacy.
Totally. And it shows how these scams, they're not always about, hardcore hacking, but more about taking advantage of, well, the information we share so freely online. Okay, but it gets, I don't know if I want to say worse, but it gets more clever with these QR code scams.
More clever. You mean like they can do even more than just steal your info?
Oh, yeah, I remember we were talking about those phishing scams, like the ones where you get a sketchy email with a link that's supposed to be from your bank or whatever.
Ugh, yeah, I get those all the time. It's like they know I just want to click and be done with it.
Exactly. Well, now imagine that same kind of scam, but instead of a dodgy link, it's a QR code.
Whoa, hold on. So you're saying they can trick you with a QR code too? How does that even work? Do they like send you a postcard with a QR code on it or something?
Sometimes, but it can be way more subtle than that. Think about it. When you're out and about, how often do you see QR codes now?
All the time. Like everywhere. Restaurants, those signs at the bus stop, even like in those little ads in magazines.
Exactly. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
So scammers have started like blending their fake codes into those everyday situations. Like you're in a hurry, you see a QR code where you'd normally expect one, you scan it without thinking.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this. So it's like they're playing on the fact that we're all just so used to scanning QR codes without, really looking that closely.
Exactly. They call it quishing.
Yeah.
It's like phishing, but with QR codes.
Yeah.
And the ways they get you to scan can be really sneaky. For example, imagine you're at a parking meter, right? Lots of those use QR codes now for payment.
Yeah, that's true. I've totally used those before.
Well, there was this case in the Isle of Wight, that's in the UK, where scammers were actually putting fake QR codes right over the real ones on parking meters.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, people thought they were paying for parking, but they were really just handing over their credit card details to these scammers.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That is seriously messed up. Like, I'm just trying to park my car and these guys are out here running scams with QR codes.
And that's the thing, you'd never expect it, right? You're just going about your day, and boom, you're a victim of a scam.
So, okay, this is like kind of freaking me out now
Mhm.
because I use QR codes for like everything. Is there any way to stay safe or do I have to like swear them off entirely now?
No, no, you definitely don't have to give them up completely. There are definitely things you can do to stay safe. Like I always say, the first rule is to be really careful about where you're getting the QR code from.
So, okay, let's say like worst case scenario, I scan a code and then I'm like, wait a minute, this seems kind of fishy. What then? Do I just like close the window and hope for the best?
Well, that's a good first step. Definitely don't, enter any personal info or anything.
Yeah.
But you can actually do more than that. Reporting these things, even if you're not sure, it can really make a difference.
Report it. Okay, to whom? Like, do I call the QR code police? Is that a thing?
Not quite. Okay, so let's say you get one of those brushing packages we talked about. The best thing is to contact like the actual store online or whatever where they're selling that product. A lot of times they have ways to check for, fake reviews and stuff like that.
Oh, right, because those fake reviews, they hurt the real businesses too.
Exactly. So even if you didn't fall for the whole QR code thing, you reporting it could help stop other people from getting tricked by those bogus reviews.
Got it. Okay, what about those like physical codes? Like if you see one that looks super sus, like maybe someone stuck a fake one over a real one.
Yeah, good point.
Right.
In that case, like if it's at a parking meter or something, the best thing is to let whoever's in charge of that place know. Like report it to the store owner or, whoever manages the parking.
Okay, so they can get rid of it.
Right.
It's like we're all in this together, fighting the QR code scammers.
Exactly. Teamwork. But yeah, it all comes back to just being aware, right?
Totally. Honestly, before we started this whole deep dive, I never would have thought twice about scanning a QR code. I mean, they're just those little squares.
Right. But like we've been talking about, those little squares, they can come with a lot of baggage.
That's for sure. But hey, now we know, right? And knowing is half the battle.
Exactly. The more we all know about how these scams work, the harder it is for them to actually, trick people.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, it's not like we're saying don't use QR codes. They're super convenient.
Yeah, when they're not being hijacked by scammers.
Right, exactly. But now we've got the knowledge.
Yeah.
So we can all, approach those stands with a little bit of healthy caution.
And a critical eye. Like really look at it. Does it make sense that that company would have a QR code there? Does the website it takes you to look legit? Those couple of seconds can save you a lot of trouble.
Love that. Pause. Think. Scan. It's like our new motto. All right, well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of QR code scams. We've covered a lot. From those weird brushing scams with the random gifts to those sneakier quishing scams that are like phishing's weird cousin. But hey, most importantly, you now know how to protect yourself.
And remember, things are always changing. So stay curious, stay informed, and don't be afraid to be a little suspicious of those little squares,
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. Until next time, stay safe, stay savvy, and scan carefully.